Hi everyone, my name's Anne-Marie. Welcome to Card Making Project 622, Part 2, the main event. Now before we go on to make a gorgeous Christmas poinsettia pop-up card, I think we should just have a little review of everything we've made this year. Wow, all those gorgeous creations using so many different supplies, not just Anna Griffin, but our fab scraps as well. The year has gone so fast, and I know it's been so terrible for everybody, and I'm just hoping 2021 is going to be the best year for everyone. The least we can do is have a great Christmas, and I think today's creation is a spectacular one. It is a card you would give to somebody and maybe wrap it up in tissue paper. I'd really appreciate it if you would check my blog out and check out all the other tutorials, and on there is a list of all the items that we use with the tutorials, and not just today, but the pictures on there, the information. There's so much on there, it's worth spending a little time having a look. I'm going to go through the few items that we're using with today's gorgeous card, and then we'll make it. Now in part 1 we actually made the poinsettia for the pop-up, so now we're going to make the card, and I just hope you like it. It's a little bit different and it's extremely special. So we're using the Anna Griffin Poinsettia Pop-Up card making kit. I'm also using the Christmas concentric die set, and I'm going to be using the base layer, the shadow layer, and the ornate layer of the frame, and then the bow layer. So it's 3 dies from that set. If you don't have this set, substitute it with a set that you do have. Maybe you've got a different ornate frame set, something that would work equally as well. Or if not, you don't have to use it. This is for the front of the card and it's just a little extra. For the inside of the card, I'm going to be using the ornate die from the Anna Griffin Crosses Cut and Emboss set. I found this just works so well for the inside of the card, and I hope you agree. If you don't have it though, don't panic. You will have something that's a fancy frame look in your stash, I'm sure, or just something to layer up behind. You'll see what I mean as we go along. It's not imperative, so you can always substitute any of the items that I use. Okay, so let's make this card, and I've got to say, as much as I'm looking forward to it, I'm also thinking I hope I make it right. So I've taken one of the cards from the actual card making kit, and I'm going to use my bone folder to make sure that's a nice sharp crease, because on this occasion it isn't just for look. I need it to be a nice sharp crease for that pop-up. On the back of the card I've already signed my name and the tutorial number. That's just for my reference. So I'm going to open the card up, and I'm going to start with the base of the card. We're going to skip and change actually a little bit. We're going to do some of the inside and then some of the outside. You'll see why as we go along. So for the inside, I've taken 2 die cuts of the Crosses fancy frame layer die. I've just got double-sided tape on one edge, and all I'm going to do is add this to the inside of one side of my card. So I've used the Anna Griffin gold metallic paper, not the shiny. It's like a satin metallic. It's beautiful. And the other side, I'm going to do exactly the same and just situate it about there and press them down. Now, I'm not going to worry about the loose bits because it's going to work. I'm just going to, you know, be very unprofessional and zoom out a little bit while we're actually chatting. There we go. So I'm not going to worry about these loose bits because I feel it's still going to work with what we're going to put on it. Now for the inside, I've taken some holly from the actual card making kit and some ferns. The stickers, I'm going to peel the back of them away, but I'm going to use some wet glue. So I'm going to just add a little bit of wet glue on the back of the holly sticker, like so. And the glue will seep through and help the actual die itself stick onto the card, like so. Press that down. And then I've got some of the greenery I'm going to do exactly the same with. And again, little squeeze of glue on there. There we go. And I'm going to just position that kind of over the top of the holly and press it down. Then at the bottom, I'm going to do the same again with the holly. Peel the back away and then add a little bit of glue, and then that will help the layer stick down underneath because it'll just drip through a little bit and then stick down. There we go. Press that down. Now I'm going to jump to the outside of our card now, just so that will get a minute or two to stick. So for the outside of my card, I'm thinking we want a few layers on here because it wouldn't be a classic Anna Griffin card without lots of layers. So my first layer is the shadow layer from the concentric Christmas die. I've got flat tape on the back of it and I'm just going to peel it off. Now you can see from the centre I've got what looks like an aperture in it. So what I've done is I've been nice and frugal. So I've die cut my shadow layer and then I've die cut the bow layer through the centre because you're not going to see this gap when it's covered over. So I'm going to add my first layer over the front of the card like so and press it down. Now my next layer is the actual fancy layer. So I've used the Anna Griffin pink metallic cardstock. Now for this I'm just going to add a tiny little bit of glue in the corners because my tape was too big and I just want to help it stick down a little bit, just how you would be at home, because normally I'm always all prepared, but I just want to show you that I do use glue as well, and it's just the white PVA glue. So now we can add that layer over the top of our shadow layer and press it down. There we go. And next we have the bow layer. Now this was what I cut out of our base layer just to save, you know, a little bit of time and being frugal with my cardstock. Again, I've just got flat tape on the back and I'm just going to centre that in the middle like that. There we go, press it down. Now at this point, I'm going to go back to the inside of our card. So for the inside, next I have the actual pop-up poinsettia. So what I've done is, if you watched part 1, you'll have seen me make the poinsettia. So all I've done for the poinsettia is add flat tape at the back, like that. Now at home, I'm thinking that you will probably use either a red tape or wet glue for this section, because you want a good strong hold. You don't want it to be loose and you don't want it to be falling off your card. Now I'm using the tape. I am going to add some glue as well, and I'm kind of adding the glue as a wing and a prayer, because I know it's probably not going to have time to set while we're chatting. So I'm going to turn the card and I'm going to position one side of the poinsettia to the fold in the card, like so. Then I'm going to peel away the tape for the other side, and there we go. Then I'm going to just add a little bit of glue again, wing and a prayer, hoping it might help. Then I'm going to fold the card over and let the card do the work in attaching itself to the poinsettia. Now a big breath. Oh. Now, how cool does that look? I need to finish decorating the inside and I need to finish decorating the outside. So for the inside, I have one of the sentiments from the actual card making kit, and it just says sending you warm Christmas wishes. I've got it on 3D foam because I figured there's, you know, lots of bulk going on there anyway if we're putting it in an envelope, which we're not. We'll be wrapping it in tissue when you see the card front. So I thought it wouldn't matter if it's just a little bit higher again. So I'm going to position that roughly, I would say about there. Yeah, I think that looks fine. Press that down. I have got something else to add at the end for that, but I think we'll go to the front now. So for the front of the card, I've taken some holly from the card making kit again, and instead of using it as a sticker, I've got 3D foam on one side, and I'm just going to position it roughly about there. I've got another piece of holly which is slightly smaller, and again 3D foam just on one edge, and I'm just going to position it, I think, about there. And then I've made another poinsettia. Now instead of keeping this folded, I've made it flat so it doesn't fold. I've got lots of sparkle in the centre, and I'm simply going to position it, because I've already got tape on the back. I'm simply going to position it on the front of our card there and press it down. So you see that would be wrapped in tissue. And then for our final part for the centre of our card, all I have to do is add my message. Well, this is my Christmas card to you at home. And it says, wishing everyone a very happy Christmas, love, Anne-Marie. And I think that about sums up my wishes to you. I wish you all a very, very happy Christmas. And you can see my pop-up poinsettia. I'm so happy it worked, and look how great it looks. And the outside, you see what I mean about you're going to need tissue for that or a great big box. But can you imagine somebody's face when they open that? That's a that is a wowzer of a card. And it's, like I say, it's been a wowzer of a year, really. And I just hope you have the best Christmas and the happiest of New Years. Even under such terrible circumstances, you manage to try and find time to spend time with your loved ones and your friends, your families, people that mean something to you. And I would just like to say Happy Christmas, all the very best for the new year. I will be back on the 8th of January. And thank you so much for sticking with me through the last year. It has been not the best of years for myself as well. So I appreciate each and every one of you's thoughts and everything you ever sent to me. So thank you. So thank you very much for watching. I shall see you next year on the 8th of January for tutorial 623. God bless you all and have a great time.